Shalltear Bloodfallen is a royal vampiress and the guardian of the first to third floors in the Great Tomb of Nazarick. She was created by Pereroncino. Shalltear is a short vampire with the appearance of a lush young girl. She is described as a genuine beauty, with glowing pale skin, seductive red eyes and delicate facial features. Her silver hair is pulled back in a ponytail, revealing her face. She wears an elegant evening gown in dark tones, complemented by a wide, heavy skirt. On top, she wears a bodice adorned with lace and a short jacket. Her long lace gloves cover almost all of her skin, although, curiously, her breasts are artificial and completely flat, similar to those of a young man, and she conceals them with an excessive amount of padding. When she adopts her royal vampire form, her appearance changes drastically. Her mouth becomes a circular lamprey-like opening, with a long tongue protruding. Her eyes take on an inhuman, intensely bright glow. Its posture becomes hunched and somewhat simian, with deadly claws on hands and feet. A mysterious aura envelopes her figure. In this form, she wears a simpler, shabbier dress. Shalltear exhibits a flirtatious personality and is very outspoken about her sexual preferences, which makes others uncomfortable. Despite her apparent lack of modesty, she can sometimes be quite naive about certain things. She has complexes about her small stature, so she tries to disguise it by using bust fillers. In her role as a royal vampiress, Shalltear is extremely proud and takes her position as guardian of the floor very seriously. She has no tolerance for failure and often bursts into fits of rage in the face of unfavorable situations. She will not hesitate to eliminate any subordinate who disappoints her. However, she will not punish others for not being able to perform tasks that are impossible from the start. Shalltear is completely loyal to Ains and competes with Albedo for his affection. He rejoices in proving his worth and fantasizes about the praise he expects to receive. When things don't go her way, she panics at the prospect of being reprimanded. Arch of the Undead Lord. When Momonga summoned the floor guardians to the 6th floor, Shalltear was the first to arrive. She expressed her strong affection for Momonga, but was immediately ridiculed by Aura, who mocked her figure and her use of bust fillers. After all the guardians arrived, she showed her respect for Momonga along with the others. After Momonga teleported to the throne room, Shalltear was the last to get up, still excited by the aura Momonga had emitted during the meeting. Upon seeing this, Albedo got into a fight with her, sparking a debate over who would be Momonga's wife in the end. Dark Warriors bow. After Ains resolved the Oriental Graveyard incident with Narberl, Albedo informed him that Shalltear had rebelled against him. Arch of the Bloody Valkyrie. While Ains posed as an adventurer, Shalltear was tasked with accompanying Sebastian and Solution to enslave some criminals who knew martial arts or magic. During the trip, he conversed with Sebastian, reminiscing about the times when the creators roamed the floors and showing great interest in the mysterious 8th floor. When the conversation returned to the mission, Sebastian commented that Demiurge would have been a better candidate, which infuriated Shalltear. She threatened Sebastian with the possibility of a battle to the death, but slowly calmed down when he apologized. He had reservations about losing control due to his bloody frenzy, but he would accomplish his mission without fail. At that moment, the carriage suddenly stopped, surrounded by a group of bandits. However, the bandits turned out to be no challenge at all, so Shalltear and her vampire companions wasted no time in killing them. She turned the bandit leader into a lesser vampire and said goodbye to Sebastian and Solution. Then they entered a nearby forest where there could surely be more people. Shalltear and her vampire companions finally reached the bandits' hideout and proceeded to make a frontal assault. While filling herself with blood without much effort, Shalltear encountered Brain Unglaus, who confidently confronted her. Having fun, she decided to play with the mercenary, allowing him to attack without retaliation. Brain collapsed as he saw all his attacks effortlessly repulsed and fled while Shalltear pursued him leisurely, following him to the mercenary's main hideout. Seeing the sheer number of prey in front of her, Shalltear began to lose control due to her activated blood frenzy. She adopted her true form and annihilated the bandits, leaving no survivors. After the massacre, Shalltear discovered that Brain had escaped through a secret tunnel. Her vampire companions informed her that there was an unknown group approaching. Shalltear confronted the group and killed them, but spared one. Shalltear was slightly injured by the potion she threw at him and ordered her vampire companions to capture him. using her mind control spell to ask his name and about the potion. After getting information about the team he belonged to, she told him that one of his teammates had split off to call for help in case of an emergency. Shalltear summoned the vampire wolves to hunt down any humans in the forest. However, his minions were killed and he moved quickly to where they were defeated. Shalltear arrived and found a new group that turned out to be stronger than the previous one. She decided to capture them, but made a mistake and was hit by a powerful spell. Unable to stop it, Shalltear responded with a powerful attack that hit two of the members before everything went dark. Shalltear was under the influence of a world item and fought Ainz in a battle to the death. When it seemed that the battle was coming to an end, Shalltear was irritated by Ainz's calm behavior, as he had no more mana points left and was on the verge of death. However, Ainz counterattacked, using equipment from the guild members, including the creator's weapons. Shalltear was eventually killed by Ainz's higher level magic. Later, she was revived by Ainz, who was no longer under the control of the world item. After her resurrection, she had no memory of what had happened and continued to perform her duties in Nazarick. The show must go on. Event on CD drama. During a meeting with the Floor Guardians, a conversation about additional benefits turned into a fierce argument between Shalltear and Albedo over his love for Ainz, leading his master to scrap the meeting. Shalltear wandered around floor 10 lamenting how Ainz had scolded her. At the same time, she noticed someone in the great library of Ashurbanipal. She saw Albedo looking through several books warily before selecting one gleefully, hearing that it would bring her closer to Ainz. Shalltear began to investigate thoroughly and discovered that Albedo was trying to put together a play, specifically Romeo and Juliet. However, she discovered that Albedo was assigned the role of Juliet and Ainz as Romeo, and a plan to steal a kiss from her in the final scene. She brought this knowledge to Ainz's attention and demanded that a fair selection be made among the floor keepers. Demiurge, who was also briefed by Shalltear, agreed to her proposal. 3 days before the auditions, surprisingly, Shalltear approached Aura to ask for her vote, in exchange for Cal Kansas. Later, she approached Cositus and tried to win his vote by offering him the role of Tybalt, but was furiously rejected. On the day of the auditions, Shalltear was the first to perform. While using a pillow similar to Ainz, she noticed that there was something on the duplicate's lips. Suspecting it was poison placed by Albedo, Shalltear continued her performance, confident that her racial immunity would keep her safe. When the performances were over, the votes were recorded and the result was 1:1, leading to a tie. It was revealed that Demiurge subtly manipulated the voting process to make sure neither won, as it would damage their relationship in the future. And after it was learned that both Shalltear and Albedo had bribed one of the judges, both were disqualified. The Sealed Malevolent Tree, event on CD drama. After his rebellion and resurrection, Shalltear, along with the other floor guardians, was ordered to fight ZYTLK and secure the grass, thus completing Ainz's quest for Pluton Einzak. Heroic Lizardman's Bow. On the 9th floor, Shalltear was invited to the sous chef's bar. However, at the bar, she was depressed about her rebellion against Ainz and frustrated by the new resident in Nazarick. Shalltear, along with the other floor guardians, threatened and intimidated the lizard men into joining Nazarick. After that, Ainz punished Shalltear for her rebellion by making her become his chair to sit on, which she considered a reward in itself when she sat on it. Hamsook's Quest, event on CD drama. On the 2nd floor, Hamsook got lost while carrying out her mission. Shalltear informed Ainz of her whereabouts after several undead tried to approach her, causing the hamster to panic and run for the grave. Ainz decided to bring Shalltear and Albedo together to find Hamsook, but also to improve their relationship. Finally, Shalltear and Albedo found Hamsook on the 2nd floor, along with Aura and Mare, who had already arrived. Despite Shalltear's excitement to find Hamsook, she was surprised to see an insect on the hamster's head and intimidated it from approaching her. After completing her task, she and her fellow floor guardians went to Nazarick's spa resort to relax. During their stay, Shalltear and Albedo had a conversation about the size of her chest, which led to further conflict. Arc of the two leaders. Shalltear, among the trio composed of Albedo and Aura, took a break from her role as floorkeeper under Ainz's orders and was willing to spend time with them elsewhere. While Albedo showed off her bicorn, Shalltear, frustrated by her past mistakes, was quick to refuse from the start. Through the use of an item bestowed by Ainz, Shalltear was able to help Albedo understand why she could not ride the bicorn freely. From then on, the trio explored floor 6, discussing the changes they had made. The Dark Hero, event on CD drama. Shalltear attended a meeting with the other floor guardians guardians to decide what rewards they wished to receive from Ains. He requested a coupon to sleep with Ains, which impressed the other floor guardians around him. Men of the Realm March. Demiurge put Shalltear in the reserve force to avoid problems with his operation against Eight Fingers. He encountered Brain Unglauz during a battle, but did not remember him due to his memory loss. While Brain was fighting Shalltear, he noticed that she was aiming for his fingernail and managed to cut it off. Shalltear stopped her pursuit when she saw Climb. Ains raises money, event on CD drama. Shalltear was present at a meeting with Ains and other floor guardians. He admitted to suggesting the coupons for sleeping with Ains. Confronting her master again, at another meeting with the floor guardians, Shalltear showed Ains a bra made by a master blacksmith with gold coins he bestowed upon her. Vow of the Raiders of the Great Grave. Shalltear was ordered to kill Archie, a member of Foresight. He let her escape until he discovered she was still underground and killed her while she was unconscious. Sorcerer of Destruction's Vow. Shalltear was present when Emperor Jerkniv Rune Farlord El Nix and his imperial entourage visited Nazarick. He wanted to turn the Emperor into a vampire, but his idea was rejected in favor of using overwhelming force. Later, he transported an army of 500 undead by order of Ains. Pleiades Day Arc. Shalltear became a subject of interest to Albedo, who began conducting experiments on undead creatures to see if they could experience emotions. This led to an altercation between the two women, which stopped the experiment. Dwarf Artisan's Bow. Ains selected Shalltear and Aura as his bodyguards to travel to the Dwarven Kingdom. During his journey, he captured Quagoas to extract information, fulfilling Ains' orders without fail. Afterwards, he took charge of the subjugated Frost Dragons. Shalltear Bloodfallen usually speaks like a geisha. While being brainwashed by a world item, Shalltear lost her life twice to Ains before and after her resurrection. Although Peroroncino's resurrection item did not undo the effect of the world item on the revival, Ains using resurrection magic on Shalltear was able to successfully free her from her mind control, but through Yggdrasil's gold. Of all the NPCs concerning Nazarick, Ains remembers Shalltear's setting and abilities second only to actor of Pandora and being created by it. Shalltear's faith stems from his belief in the lineage of origin, God Cain Abel. However, it is superficial as she felt nothing after her defeat at the hands of Ains' Old Gowns Guild members. As she recalls, they referred to him as nothing more than a weak event boss. Shalltear received a wide selection of garments from Peroroncino, all of which cater to one fetish or another. They include dresses, nurses' uniforms, maids' outfits, bunny suits, sailor uniforms, leotards, bathing suits, bloomers, and blazers. She was given some animal ears and a tail as well. In the Overlord movie 2, unlike the anime, it seems that Shalltear was already fully equipped with her legendary class armor before fighting Ains. Shalltear was the first floor guardian and NPC under Ains' order to betray him and not complete her assigned mission. Shalltear's reactivation or resurrection is estimated to cost around 500 million in Yggdrasil gold coins. Shalltear's character build and equipment placed her at the bottom of the top tier. If Shalltear were fully equipped with all her divine class items, she would be in the middle part of the top tier of Yggdrasil players. If Shalltear could change his equipment to match his opponent, he could even fight evenly with the higher echelons of the top tier. In Yggdrasil, her passive ability, Blood Frenzy, wasn't a big problem, but in the New World, it's a pain that causes a lot of problems, since an NPC like her now has awareness. Since they arrived in the New World and fought against Ains, friendly fire no longer exists for NPCs. As a result, he can summon his minions and kill them afterwards with his Spewed Spear to heal himself. Ains said that if he were Shalltear, he would strategically summon Einherjar first and prepare it for battle immediately and attack the enemy. Then, she could attack the enemy with magic, followed by the use of her abilities. Later, Elle would fire her Blood Frenzy somehow and then charge into melee with her Divine Spear while increasing her attack power. If she had thought of that tactic, Ains would have escaped without a second thought. The most effective use for Shalltear is to drain the enemy's resources. Once Shalltear is deployed, she must be allowed to run amok through enemy lines. I hope you liked the video. If you want me to bring a video about your anime character, comment it. Do not forget to check the videos of the channel. See you in the next video.